Jon Bon Jovi entered the Kelly Clarkson show with his trademark charisma, ready to talk about his new album and share behind-the-scenes stories. Things started off warmly. Kelly teased him about Blaze of Glory, and they chatted about music and memories. But the tone shifted when Kelly brought up a sensitive question regarding his connection with working-class fans and what some called authenticity. Jon's easygoing manner tightened, and his responses grew terse. Despite Kelly's efforts to smooth the conversation, the air crackled with tension as the segment intensified. Jon suddenly stood, sharply stating, "I'm not here to play games." The studio fell silent as he removed his microphone, gave a curt nod to the audience, and exited the stage in one smooth, decisive movement. Kelly and the crew were left momentarily speechless before producers cut abruptly to a commercial, while viewers and the audience watched, stunned. Backstage, crew members scrambled to figure out what had just happened. Kelly, still on set, took a deep breath and tried to regain her usual upbeat tone when the cameras returned, but viewers could see the lingering confusion in her eyes. Meanwhile, Jon was in the green room, pacing, shaking his head, and muttering about how, "This wasn't the interview I signed up for." His team huddled around him, trying to calm him down while phone calls started buzzing. Publicists, producers, and even network executives wanted immediate answers. Word of the walk-off began leaking onto social media within minutes, and hashtags like #BonJoviStormsOut and #KellyClash started trending before the show had even finished airing. As clips from the confrontation hit Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, the internet went into full meltdown mode. Fans were fiercely divided. Some accused Kelly of being unnecessarily confrontational, while others claimed Jon had overreacted and couldn't handle tough questions. Music blogs and gossip sites pounced on the story, posting slowed-down videos, lip-reading attempts, and dramatic headlines like, "Rock Legend vs. Talk Show Queen." By midday, the incident had made its way to mainstream news outlets, with entertainment reporters speculating about what had been said off mic. Even celebrities began chiming in, some defending Jon as a true artist who speaks his mind, while others praised Kelly for holding her ground. The frenzy only intensified when neither side released an immediate statement, leaving fans hungry for the truth. By the next morning, both Jon Bon Jovi and Kelly Clarkson were trending worldwide, but still hadn't directly addressed the confrontation. Paparazzi caught Jon leaving a Manhattan hotel, ignoring shouted questions about the walk-off. Meanwhile, Kelly opened her next show with a cryptic remark, "Sometimes conversations don't go the way you expect, and that's okay." Industry insiders whispered about possible behind-the-scenes tension between the two for years, while others speculated it was a publicity stunt gone wrong. Radio stations began replaying Jon's greatest hits alongside soundbites from The Clash, and ticket sales for his upcoming tour reportedly surged overnight. Whether it was a genuine falling out or calculated drama, one thing was certain: the walk-off had cemented itself as one of the most talked-about daytime TV moments in years. Social media exploded with polarized takes. Jon Bon Jovi's longtime fans largely defended him, claiming Kelly Clarkson had pushed too far with her questions, while Kelly's loyal viewers insisted Jon had overreacted and disrespected the host. Hashtags like #TeamJon and #TeamKelly trended simultaneously, creating an online battle of opinions. Entertainment blogs dissected every frame of the interview, from Jon's shifting body language to Kelly's tone, and late-night comedians couldn't resist parodying the moment. Some industry analysts suggested the tension reflected deeper generational or creative differences, while others believed it was just two passionate personalities colliding live on air. Regardless, the confrontation sparked wider discussions about celebrity interviews. Should they always be safe and light, or is it fair to challenge stars with tough, personal questions? According to several sources from the show's production team, the tension had been building even before the cameras started rolling. Crew members allegedly overheard Jon expressing frustration in the green room about the interview topics he'd been told would be discussed, suggesting that the producers had promised to keep things focused on his upcoming album, not his personal life. Kelly, meanwhile, was reportedly unaware of the exact conversation between Jon and the producers, leading her to dive into subjects she assumed were fair game. One backstage staffer claimed that as soon as Jon walked off set, there was a stunned silence, followed by a flurry of whispered conversations among crew members trying to figure out how to salvage the segment for broadcast. Another insider revealed that while Kelly maintained a professional smile on air, she looked visibly shaken once the cameras stopped. Members of the live studio audience were quick to share their shock on social media, with many posting clips and first-hand accounts of the tense moment. Some fans expressed sympathy for Jon Bon Jovi, saying he had every right to walk out if he felt ambushed, while others defended Kelly Clarkson, arguing she was just doing her job as an interviewer. Several attendees described the atmosphere in the room as electric but uncomfortable, with some noting that you could feel the tension spike seconds before Jon stood up. One audience member tweeted that when Jon left, you could hear gasps and a few awkward laughs, but mostly just stunned silence. Others claimed that after the segment ended, Kelly briefly addressed the crowd off camera, assuring them she hoped to smooth things over with Jon in the future. Within minutes, hashtags like #BonJoviWalksOut and #KellyClash began trending on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans shared slowed-down replays of the moment Jon pushed his chair back, analyzing every expression on his face. Some viewers speculated that his frustration had been building throughout the interview, pointing to earlier, slightly tense exchanges. Memes and reaction GIFs flooded timelines, with some poking fun at the situation while others criticized daytime talk shows for prioritizing viral drama over genuine conversation. Celebrity commentators and entertainment bloggers quickly weighed in, with some suggesting this incident could spark a bigger conversation about how far interviewers should go when touching on personal subjects. By the end of the day, the clip had amassed millions of views online, with heated debates still raging in the comments. By the following morning, both Jon Bon Jovi's team and the producers of The Kelly Clarkson Show had released carefully worded statements. Jon's representative emphasized that he valued open conversation but felt that certain personal matters were being handled in a way that crossed boundaries. The show's statement, meanwhile, framed the walk-off as an unscripted moment, and reiterated that Kelly had the utmost respect for Jon as an artist and person. Kelly herself addressed the situation briefly in the show's opening monologue, acknowledging that interviews can be emotional and that sometimes, we don't all see eye to eye, and that's okay. While the PR tone was calm and professional, behind the scenes, sources claimed that production staff were shaken, worried about how the viral moment might affect future celebrity bookings. Entertainment outlets speculated on whether Jon would return to the show in the future, or if this walk-off had permanently ended that chapter. Social media lit up within hours, with clips of Jon Bon Jovi leaving mid-interview racking up millions of views on TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Fans were fiercely divided. Some applauded Jon for standing his ground, praising his composure and saying that celebrities deserve to set boundaries, while others criticized him for walking out on a live taping, calling it unprofessional. Memes flooded timelines, with one particularly viral edit overlaying his exit with "Livin' on a Prayer." Talk shows, podcasts, and entertainment YouTubers seized on the drama, dissecting every word and gesture, while insiders debated whether this was a one-off emotional moment or the sign of growing tensions between talk show hosts and celebrity guests. For days, Jon Bon Jovi and Kelly Clarkson trended together, keeping the story in the spotlight far longer than most daytime TV controversies. The incident created an undeniable spike in ratings for The Kelly Clarkson Show, with the episode drawing one of the largest live audiences of the season. Producers, however, reportedly faced heated internal meetings over whether the segment should have been handled differently, especially given how quickly it spiraled out of control. Behind the scenes, staff members were split. Some felt Kelly's persistence made for compelling television, while others believed she should have pivoted to defuse the situation. The show's PR team moved into overdrive, releasing a carefully worded statement emphasizing Kelly's respect for her guests while subtly framing the clash as a spirited conversation. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that producers had already begun reaching out to Jon's team to arrange a possible reconciliation appearance, knowing that a well-publicized make-up episode could draw even more viewers. Fans flooded social media within minutes of the clip hitting the internet, splitting into two loud and passionate camps. On one side were those defending Jon Bon Jovi, praising him for standing his ground and refusing to be cornered into questions he clearly didn't want to answer. On the other were Kelly Clarkson supporters, who argued that she was simply doing her job and that Jon's reaction was overblown. Twitter threads, TikTok commentary, and YouTube reaction videos dissected every facial expression and body movement, with some users slowing down footage to point out the exact second the tension hit its breaking point. Hashtags like #TeamJohn and #KellyWasRight trended simultaneously, turning the whole debacle into a pop culture moment. Even celebrities chimed in, some offering diplomatic takes, while others openly picked sides, ensuring that the argument stayed in the headlines for days. Insiders from the show later leaked that the tension didn't just start on stage, it had been simmering backstage long before cameras started rolling. According to crew members, Jon Bon Jovi arrived looking visibly frustrated after a delayed flight and a last-minute change to the interview segment. There were whispered disagreements between his team and the producers about the topics on the cue cards, with Jon allegedly making it clear he wouldn't discuss certain personal matters. Kelly, known for her upbeat but probing style, reportedly pushed for authenticity, believing her audience expected raw honesty. By the time the two sat down under the bright studio lights, the air was already thick with unspoken conflict. Staffers claimed you could feel the electricity backstage, with producers exchanging anxious glances, fully aware they were about to film something that might go completely off script.